This video looks at the pros and cons of two cleaning products, the Pink Stuff and Oven Pride. Here are two UK produced cleaning products. Both are reviewed separately on YouTube, but this is a side-by-side test on a tray which has tough burnt-on food to be cleaned off. The Pink Stuff is a natural, environmentally friendly, non-hazardous product which is tough on surfaces, but you'll see it requires lengthy scrubbing and scraping to get at those final bits of dirt. Oven Pride, on the other hand, is a thorough product with little use of elbow grease and lengthy scrubbing and scraping to produce a good result, but it is caustic and needs special care when applying and rinsing. I'm going to need a sample to test, so a new baking tray will be cooked with different foods painted on the surface, and down the middle is the control strip. Our trial foods are those which regularly seem to get to the bottom of an oven. Obviously things like vegetable oil spill over, sometimes something sweet like sugar will spill over, and dripping from the roast dinner. The dripping is solid, so before I paint it onto the tray, I'm going to melt it in the microwave. First, the beef dripping. Next, the vegetable oil. And lastly, some sugar. And just for a bit of fun, we'll add some chocolate sauce. All done. And now it's time to put it in the oven. The oven is now set at 180 degrees and we're going to put the tray in for 2 hours. As you'll see, the tray hasn't quite turned out as I expected. It's gone cold now, but you remember that we put at the top the beef dripping, we then put in the middle some vegetable oil, and then I sprinkled sugar right the way across. But what you can see also is that the chocolate sauce, which I put on as a bit of a laugh towards the end, is actually the only thing that's caramelised. But that's still a great test for the Pink Stuff and the Oven Pride. The Pink Stuff requires no special handling, it isn't caustic. So I'm going to take the top off to a very generous portion of the Pink Stuff. I saw this sort of generosity on other films when they were looking at ovens and making certain I've got absolutely all the way in. Some of it's coming off already. Now I'm going to wait for just half an hour. The next part of the experiment is going to be run in real time, and you'll see a clock appear as I start to clean the left-hand side that was treated with Pink Stuff. And off we go. Well, it's clear that wiping down isn't going to get all of the grime off. Time for some tools. Perhaps we'll stop the clock at that point. So, the next to try, as you can see, is going to be the side that we're going to devote to the oven pride. With oven pride, you've got to take more precautions than you do with the pink stuff. Now I have put on enough, and this is going to need to soak in for 4 hours. The box does say preferably overnight. It's 4 hours now since we applied the oven pride to the second sample. Well, we've stopped the clock, and now we can have a look at what has happened. As you can see, this side that was treated with the pink stuff, it's got most of it off. There was a lot of labour to get the remainder off once I'd washed the pink stuff off. This side treated with the oven pride, well, it did loosen it all off, but there is a lot of damage. If I tilt it up, you can see that the surface of the pan has actually been removed, and there's discoloration all over the place. Now, this isn't the enamel bottom of an oven. It's supposed to be a non-stick pan, but it has done some damage, and there is still some of the residue of the burn, which does not seem to want to come off particularly easily. All gone. I'm very interested in what works for you. Please share your comments below. The pink stuff is a natural, environmentally friendly, non-hazardous product which on burnt ovens will require scrubbing and scraping. But with little use of additional tools or excessive amounts of elbow grease, oven pride is tough on burnt surfaces, but it's caustic and needs special care. Thank you for watching. The end.